to the table, to the table. Ain't easy, I can tell.
Gotta stay strong, stay strong.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and kind of just to tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I go by the Malik Effect, age 30, from Cleveland, Ohio. I graduated from Shaw High School in 2015, and I started dancing when I was 16, majorette or HBCU style dance, and I went on to coach ages 5 to 18. So I worked a lot in the community dance teams as well, and then I went on to make the Cleveland Cavaliers dance team in 2019, where I started my professional career as a performer.
Yeah, and that's where me and you know each other, is from the Cavs and working together with the dance teams and creating content together.
Yeah.
I've moved on from that. You've moved on from that. What have you been up to lately?
So as of now, I do still currently coach, getting into coaching a team, coming up forward, and I am looking to continue my performance career. I still do want to audition for The Lion King. That is something that's always been a dream of mine. So here and there I take ballet dance classes, hip hop, just to make sure I'm brushing up on my skills. And I'm also looking forward to auditioning for a cruise ship.
Oh, very
So
cool.
those are a couple of things I just kind of wanted to knock off my bucket list as a performer. And then continue to have like a long-standing career at some venue that will allow me to be expressive in my performance.
Cool. Yeah. Now, when you say expressive, what exactly do you mean?
So I was able to get into burlesque style dance, so along with hip hop, heels, and HBCU style, it all kind of encompasses. So I would like to be free in those styles instead of being like set to dancing one way.
One way. Now, yeah, with that, is there a lot that you see from the different styles that overlap each other, and then are different? So how do you bring those styles kind of together when you do want to, dance freely?
So I think that it really just boils down to the creative aspect and wanting to put on a show and be entertaining. So I take a lot of different elements from those styles, and I do kind of bring them together with the music and the different sounds, maybe like being a little bit more performative in my act.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of making sure that it really like touches all bases.
Yeah. Now, with dancing, it's a very tight-knit community. I don't have experience with it, but I have experience working with you guys and seeing how cool, like, just positive it all is. With last month, I believe, was mental health awareness, but just like in how does dancing help, one, physically, but also two, like your mental, state?
So it definitely allows me to go into a place where I can understand more of what I'm feeling. And I may not be able to necessarily pinpoint those feelings in the moment, but while dancing, I can have some sort of release of those emotions. So whether I'm sad or I'm upset or I'm really happy, I take a song and I dig into those movements very intensely, and I just kind of ride it out. And at the end of that, I can talk about it or maybe cry or, kind of be okay at the end of it.
Yeah, kind of have that as your release.
Yeah,
that's cool. Now, how do you find songs that you want to dance to?
Yes, too. So being a part of the marching band was very particular, and when it comes to my dance career, because hearing the drums so often and being back there with them, it's almost like the rhythm is alive in me.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear a song, I can't help but to move. I can hear like every little instrument, every sound, and I'm just kind of finding my way in my body, like what that looks like for me.
Nice. Is there something in a song that you gravitate towards, whether that is the beat, is it the lyric, is it the, what might it be?
So it's more drums for me too.
Okay.
I can hear, I like instrumental a lot, even when it comes to dancing. And then of course with the marching band, we played the music, but people probably wouldn't always know what the song was unless they had a good ear for it. But most of the time you can just hear the drums or hear that the drums are doing their thing back there. And that's just always been a thing for me. It gets me going.
Yeah. This month is Pride Month. I know you had a kind of a story that you kind of wanted to share.
Yeah. So I am 30 this year. So about 15, or maybe about 16 or 17 years ago, I was outed actually by my sister. And I got a phone call, And the first thing she said was, Malik, are you gay? And honestly, I was about 13. At that time, I didn't feel the need to hide anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And they went on to kind of explain what they were seeing and what they noticed, but there was nothing to kind of argue about anymore. I answered the question.
Yeah.
However, I do have 14 siblings, and my sister called me and she was on speakerphone.
Oh no.
Yeah, so everybody heard. One of my sisters was crying. Two of them were asking me a whole bunch of questions. It was actually pretty intense because I had heard a rumor that I wasn't allowed to see my brothers anymore behind that. So while I was living in this space of freedom now, right, it's the weight off my chest, my family almost turned their backs on me.
Really?
Instantly, yeah. And I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way. I mean, my family, I love them. We're fine now, but at that moment, nobody really wanted to accept the fact that I had come out. And it almost didn't faze me. I didn't have moments where I was like super sad about it, or I kind of did that, and then it was
really and just kind of kept going.
And I think I started to come more into myself as I got older, but outside of, I think it was when my father, I had another conversation with my father at about maybe 15. And I told him while we were in the car driving, and he said, son, I love you, and whoever you decide to be with, I support you.
Okay.
And at that moment, nothing else mattered. Yeah, I no longer cared about how people felt about it. I was a little, I wasn't as out there in high school, but people still knew. That was just, I was the guy that was like, oh, he's like cool. And he might be, but like, we don't care.
Yeah.
So.
Now, how was, are you close with your father and your family then still? Yeah, that's great. So your relationship is just kind of probably has grown from there.
It actually has grown.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I know personally did not have that same experience. They experienced abuse. Some of them were kicked out of the homes that they were living in and experienced homelessness at a very young age. I'm grateful that wasn't, my story. Yeah.
Is there anything that like, coming from an outside in that someone could do differently if experiencing that type of situation where a family member, a friend, or someone might be coming out, and people do just generally have questions, which isn't necessarily a wrong thing, but there's a way to go about it.
Yeah, so to anyone who may be experienced in that scenario in particular, I actually had, it's so interesting that you brought that up, I had a guest of mine while I was serving stopped me, and she said, hey, my son just came out to me, like right now. And I had 3 other tables that needed water.
Oh, this is like literally in the middle of one.
In the middle. So, but when she stopped me, I didn't think to just kind of grab my boss and say, hey, like this is what's happening. But my boss came to me and she said, hey, you gotta, and I said, hey, Paul, like this is deep. For her to stop me and say that, and the only thing I could think of in that moment was for her to support him. I said, he needs you now more than ever. Yeah. Especially since he sat here while y'all were at dinner and came out to you. It's big. You didn't have to find anything. Nobody had to tell you. He trusts you, and you need to make sure that he continues to trust you. Yeah. And that was all I like to say to her.
But it is Pride Month, so like, is there anything special that you got going on?
One of the things that we did while I was dancing for the Cavs was like, what does pride mean to you? Yeah. And I thought that it was really cool. I don't think it got enough traction. So I guess I would always want to reiterate that, like, I am a gay black man, and I am grateful and appreciative of all the experiences that I have had up until now. They've shaped me and molded me, and I'm looking forward to seeing what I can accomplish in the years coming. With my personal brand and just me as an artist. And the only thing I can ever think of when that conversation comes up is to be yourself. It's not something that you have to try to do. It's probably the easiest thing that you can do. Is to be yourself, living your truth. Be welcome and open to new experiences and suggestions as well. And always keep an open mind.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Thanks.
I mean, you go back a pretty long time
Long
now,
time
which is
now,
kind of
yeah.
crazy. Something we like to do on the show is a moment of motivation. I know you kind of wrote something down here. So what is your favorite quote or motivation that you like to share?
That would be patient and kind to all.
And why?
So growing up and kind of just going through my different life experiences, that's the one thing I kept hearing. Be patient. Allow the universe to work out, continue to make your plans and put your work in on your end, but there's nothing more you can do that won't be ready to happen. If it's not time, it just won't be. You have to be patient. And to be kind in that patience, because life can be rough. And we need more kindness in the world.
I'm gonna kind of add on because you got me thinking here. Like, I mean, you are a very kind person, and your patience. I always hear patience is a virtue. That's something I need to constantly work on. My patience isn't it fills up fast.
Yeah,
Let's just say
Trust
that.
me, I get it.
How do you find the patience and find the kindness when there is so much kind of hate and maybe negativity or something that's going wrong in your life?
Being able to take a moment to think is very important. I think being able to slow down and actually process feelings is also imperative because it allows you to be able to make the next step or decision clearly. I can be pretty impulsive.
Yeah.
So that was something I experienced growing up. It's kind of like acting fast, not thinking about it.
That's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
I try really hard.
It's difficult. And I know that for me personally, I had started taking anxiety medication.
Okay.
They told me that it would slow down the process of where I would think about something and then me doing it. And it actually worked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. So you have seen progression out of that. It's always
Absolutely.
good to see that. I would like to say, one, thank you for stopping out and enjoying the nice weather here at Coal Lake. But
Absolutely.
what all do you do? And if people want to, contact you, find you, just follow you on Instagram, share your handles and what you got going on.
Yeah, so I am a professional dancer, I model, I am a brand ambassador, and a certified mixologist and 101 instructor. I can be contacted on all social media platforms at the Malik Watkins.
Perfect. Awesome. Hey, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We'll be creating more
Yeah,
content.
thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
Gotta stay strong, stay strong.
This is so cool. Oh my God.